Wizz Air 1 Delta Juliet, taxi for departure.
Wizz Air 1 Delta Juliet, runway 24 taxi via Mike, Charlie.
Runway 2 for taxi via Mike, Charlie, Wizz Air 1 Delta Juliet.
Wizz Air 1 Delta Juliet, contact Dortmund Tower 13 for decimal 18.
Over to Tower 13 for decimal 18, Wizz Air 1 Delta Juliet, bye-bye.
Was Malta 3 Lima Yankee. Ready for IF, our clearance to Henri Coanda Airport.
With Malta 3 Lima Yankee, Dortmund ground, expect runway 24, Nuggo 2 uniform departure, initial climb to flight level 060. Squawk 0565.
Nuggo 2 uniform departure. Squawk 0565. Was Malta 3 Lima Yankee.
With Malta 3 Lima Yankee, read back correct. Call me back when ready for pushback or engine start.
Roger, that was Malta 3 Lima Yankee. Was Malta 3 Lima Yankee. At ramp 9er, request pushback and engine start.
With Malta 3 Lima Yankee, Dortmund ground, pushback approved. Face northeast.
Pushback approved. Face northeast. Was Malta 3 Lima Yankee.
Intersalonica 2390, ready to copy IFR clearance to Hamburg Airport.
Intersalonica 2390, Dortmund ground, expect runway 24, Osnabrück 2 uniform departure. Squawk 1000.
Osnabrück 2 uniform departure. Squawk 1000. Intersalonica 2390.
Intersalonica 2390, read back correct. Call me back when ready for pushback or engine start.
Wilco, Intersalonica 2390.
Was Malta 3 Lima Yankee. Ready to taxi to the active.
With Malta 3 Lima Yankee, runway 24 taxi via Mike, Charlie.
Runway 24 taxi via Mike, Charlie. Was Malta 3 Lima Yankee.
With Malta 3 Lima Yankee, contact Dortmund Tower 134.18 bye-bye.
Over to Tower 134.18. Was Malta 3 Lima Yankee. Have a good morning.
aircraft be advised information uniform now current. QNH1032.
Welcome on board our flight. Please place your large bags into the overhead lockers, wheels first, and keep your small items under the seat in front of you. These include laptops, duty-free and loose items of clothing. If you are seated in an emergency exit row or a front row bulkhead seat, all of your items must be placed into an overhead locker. Once you have safely stowed your cabin bag, please take your seat. To help us ensure an on-time departure, we would kindly ask that you keep the aisle clear, enabling all remaining customers to board. Your seatbelt can now be fastened ready for departure. This is a no-smoking service. Thank you for observing this policy.
Pilot's boarding started.
Cabin crew, boarding is now complete. Any remaining ground crew, please leave the aircraft.
Passengers bus is coming. Passengers boarding started. Passengers bus is coming.
board our flight. Please place your large bags into the overhead lockers, wheels first, and keep your small items under the seat in front of you. These include laptops, handbags, duty-free and loose items of clothing. If you are seated in an emergency exit row or a front row bulkhead seat, all of your items must be placed into an overhead locker. Once you have safely stowed your cabin bag, please take your seat. To help us ensure an on-time departure, we would kindly ask that you keep the aisle clear, enabling all remaining customers to board. Your seatbelt can now be fastened ready for departure. This is a no-smoking service. Thank you for observing this policy.
Into Salonika 2390, at ramp 2, request pushback and engine start.
Into Salonika 2390, Dortmund ground, pushback and engine start approved. Face northeast. Into Salonika 2390, Dortmund ground, pushback approved. Face northeast. Into Salonika 2390, Dortmund ground.
Pushback approved. Face northeast into Salonika 2390.
Hello, Captain. We're ready for pushback. Departure checks completed. Bypass pin inserted. Locking gear. Release parking brakes, please. Commencing push. All engines clear. Start at will.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome aboard our Airbus A320. Please pay attention to illuminated signs and crew instructions, including the following. The safety card found in your seat pocket contains important information about exit routes, oxygen masks, life jackets, and the brace position, which you must adopt if you hear.
Please set parking brakes.
Dortmund ground DLH 1123 with Kilo request taxi for takeoff west departure.
Waiting your confirmation for a good engine start. Cockpit to ground. We have a good engine start. You can disconnect.
Your tray
Taxi to
table
and
must
hold
now
short
be
runway
stowed,
24 using
armrests
taxiway
down,
Lima Mike Charlie
window blinds
DLH
open,
1123.
and seatbelt fastened. Further information regarding your safety on board can be found in the in-flight magazine. We hope you have a great flight.
Unlocking gear. Tow truck disconnected. Bypass pin removed.
Cabin crew, seats for take.
Left is clear. Right is clear.
Intersalonica 2390, request taxi.
Intersalonica 2390, runway 24 taxi via Lima, Bravo, Mike, Charlie.
Runway 2 for taxi via Lima, Bravo, Mike, Charlie, Intersalonica 2390.
Intersalonica 2390, contact Dortmund Tower 13 for 18.
Contact Tower 13 for 18, Intersalonica 2390.
Approaching 24. On runway 24.
Intersalonica 2390, immediately. Immediately stop your takeoff roll. You do not have takeoff clearance.
With Air 109 retreat, go around. With Air 109 retreat, contact Langen Center on 118.75.
Langen Center DLH 1123.
Langen radar,
Airbus
Intersalonica
21 miles
2390,
southwest of
good
Dortmund,
morning,
600
800 feet.
Request flight following.
Intersalonica 2390, reset transponder. Squawk 1000.
Squawk 0137 DLH 1123.
DLH 1123, radar contact, 2 miles southwest of Dortmund, 2,000 feet. QNH tree, 0.48.
Roger DLH 1123.
Intersalonica 2390, reset transponder. Squawk 1000. Report them in sight.
Squawk 1000, Intersalonica 2390.
With Air 994, contact Langen radar 127.6. Have a good morning. Center on 127.6 with our 994.
DLH 1123. Langen approach DLH 1123 4,600 feet.
Ladies and gentlemen, please keep your seatbelt fastened whilst the seatbelt sign is on. We recommend that you keep your seatbelt fastened whenever you are seated.
Langen approach
Toilets are
DLH
located at
1123.
each end of the cabin.
Request clearance to
Remember
transition
that
Charlie
smoking
airspace.
is not permitted at any time.
DLH
This
1123
includes
Langen
cigarettes. In just a few moments,
Charlie
we will
airspace.
commence our in-flight service, offering
Cleared
you
through
the
Charlie
chance to
airspace
choose
DLH
from our fresh
1123.
selection available today. Full details can be found in your in-flight brochure. You can also purchase a selection of hot beverages together with drinks and snacks from the bar. We accept all major credit and debit cards. If we can be of any further assistance, just ask us as we join you in the cabin shortly.
DLH 1123, reset transponder. Squawk 0137. DLH 1123, contact Langen Center on 118.75. Good day.
Going to 118.75 DLH 1123. Langen Center DLH 1123.
Langen radar, Intersalonica 2390, good morning, flight level 087.
Intersalonica 2390, Langen radar, identified. Climb to flight level 180.
Climb to flight level 180, Intersalonica 2390.
DLH112 tree is type Airbus at 322 miles southeast of Echo Delta 76 12,100 feet. Request clearance to transition Charlie airspace.
DLH112 tree, Langen Center. Squawk 6112.
Squawk 6112 DLH112 tree.
DLH112 tree, radar contact 4 miles east of Echo Delta 76 13,900 feet. Cleared through the Charlie airspace.
Cleared through the Charlie airspace DLH112 tree.
Langen radar, Corendon 7 Golf Tango, descending via Recon 2 Golf, flight level 343. Corendon 7 Golf Tango, Langen radar, identified. Shamrock 3 Juliet Echo, contact Bremen radar 125.1, bye-bye.
Contact Bremen radar 125.1, Shamrock 3 Juliet Echo.
Lufthansa 987, contact Langen radar 127.6, have a good morning. Contact Langen radar 127.6, Lufthansa 987, have a good morning.
Langen radar with Malta 9275, 900 feet.
With Malta 9275, Langen radar, identified, climb to flight level 180.
Climb to flight level 180 with Malta 9275.
Sit here 2 Whiskey Mike, contact Langen radar 127.6, have a good morning.
Contact Langen radar 127.6, City Air 2 Whiskey Mike.
Langen radar, speed bird 16 Hotel Victor, flight level 380. Speedbird 16 Hotel Victor, Langen radar, radar contact. Radar, KLM59 uniform, flight level 370. KLM59 uniform, Bremen radar, identified. Magic Sunny 2 Kilo uniform, contact Bremen radar 119.825, have a good morning. Contact Bremen radar 119.825, Magic Sun 2 Kilo uniform.
9.825. Ryanair 5 Bravo Zulu. Bye-bye.
Bremen radar into Salonika 2390, flight level 170.
Lufthansa 7 Alpha Kilo, contact Bremen radar 119.825.
Center on 119.825. Lufthansa 7 Alpha Kilo.
approach runway 27.
Expect the visual approach runway 27, the old Lima Bravo.
The old Lima Bravo, turn right, heading 290 vectors for the approach.
Turn right, heading 290, the old Lima Bravo.
Shamrock 3 Juliet Echo, Bremen radar, expect Ogba 2 for Lima, runway 2 for left.
Expect Ogba 2 for Lima, runway 2 for left, Shamrock 3 Juliet Echo.
Foxtrot November, Bremen radar, expect Debbie 1 Delta, runway 07 left.
Expect Debbie 1 Delta, runway 07 left, Lufthansa 3 Foxtrot November.
Swiss 350 Foxtrot, contact Hamburg approach 118.205.
Contact Hamburg approach 118.205, Swiss 350 Foxtrot. Bremen radar, Magic Sun 27, flight level 390.
Magic Sun 27, Bremen radar, identified. Shamrock 3 Juliet Echo, Ogba 2 for Lima, runway 2 for left. Report ready for descent.
Ogba 2 for Lima, runway 2 for left, ready for descent, Shamrock 3 Juliet Echo.
Shamrock 3 Juliet Echo, descent to flight level 150.
Descend to flight level 150, Shamrock 3 Juliet Echo.
Red Nose 3 Yankee Tango, contact Langen radar 127.6, bye-bye.
Center on 127.6, Red Nose 3 Yankee Tango.
Into Salonica 2390, ready for descent.
Into Salonica 2390, Ripso Tree Papa, runway 23, descend to flight level 110. Salonica 2390, Ripso Tree Papa, runway 23, descend to flight level 110.
Ripso Tree Papa, runway 23, descend to flight level 110 into Salonica 2390.
Bremen radar, Lufthansa 51, flight level 190. Lufthansa 51, Bremen radar, radar contact. Bremen radar, Lufthansa 9 Alpha Yankee, descending via Nalgo Tree Papa, flight level 206. Lufthansa 9 Alpha Yankee, Bremen radar, identified.
Bremen radar, Mermaid 718, good morning, flight level 141.
Mermaid 718, Bremen radar, radar contact. Mermaid 718, resume own navigation.
Roger, resume own navigation, Mermaid 718.
Bremen radar was Malta 9275, flight level 299er.
With Malta 9275, Bremen radar, identified. Shamrock 3 Juliet Echo, contact Bremen radar 119.825, bye-bye.
Center on 119.825, Shamrock 3 Juliet Echo.
Lufthansa 3 Foxtrot November, Debbie 1 Delta, runway 07 left. Report ready for descent.
Debbie 1 Delta, runway 07 left, ready for descent. Lufthansa 3 Foxtrot November.
Lufthansa 3 Foxtrot November, descend to flight level 240.
Descend to flight level 240, Lufthansa 3 Foxtrot November.
Please ensure your cabin bag is safely stowed with your laptop.
Lufthansa 3 Foxtrot November, descend to 5,000 feet, QNH 1032.
You now need to be seated with your seatbelt fastened.
Descend to 5,000 feet, QNH 1032.
Rubbish.
Lufthansa 3 Foxtrot November.
You do not want to keep. The toilets are no longer in service. Thank you.
Lufthansa 51, contact Langen radar 127.6. Center on 127.6, Lufthansa 51. KLM38 Zulu, Bremen radar, expect Norku 2 Alpha, runway 36 right. Expect Norku 2 Alpha, runway 36 right, KLM38 Zulu.
Into Salonika 2390, request altitude change.
Into Salonika 2390, roger, say new altitude.
Request flight level 090, into Salonika 2390.
Into Salonika 2390, unable flight level 090 at this time.
Frequency change approved DLH 112 tree. Approach DLH 112 tree is type Airbus at 329 miles east of Echo Delta X-Ray Zulu 10,100 feet. Request flight following.
DLH 112 tree approach. 10724.
Squawk 0724 DLH 112 tree.
DLH 112 tree radar contact 10 miles east of Echo Delta X-Ray Zulu 10,100 feet. QNH tree 0 decimal.
Hamburg Airport information, Charlie 0700 Zulu. Wind 278 at 11. Visibility 6. Sky
Hamburg
condition,
Tower,
ceiling
into Salonika
2100
2390, ILS runway 23.
Temperature 14. Dew point 10. QNH tree
Enter Salonika
0
2390, Hamburg Tower.
Visual runway
Wind 285 at Niner. Runway 2 tree cleared to land.
Runway 2 tree. VFR aircraft say direction
Runway 23 cleared to land, into Salonika 2390.
Instructions. Advise controller on initial contact.
Flying Bulgaria 5 Tango.
Approach DLH 112 tree. Request clearance to transition Charlie airspace.
DLH 112 tree approach. Cleared through the Charlie airspace.
Cleared through Charlie airspace DLH 112 tree.
DLH 112 tree, contact Berman Center on 125.1. Good day.
Going to 125.1 DLH 112 tree. Bremen Center DLH 112 tree.
KLM 59 uniform. Contact Copenhagen Control 119 a decimal for 3 bye-bye. Center on 119 a decimal 4 tree. KLM 59 uniform. With Malta 9275, contact Bremen Radar 119 a decimal 825.
Center on 119er decimal 825. With Malta 9275.
Bremen Radar, Intersalonica 2390, descending via Ribso Tree Papa, flight level 073.
Intersalonica 2390, contact Hamburg approach 118.205. Intersalonica 2390, contact Hamburg approach 118.205.
Contact Hamburg approach 118.205, Intersalonica 2390.
KLM 38 Zulu, contact Langen Radar 118.75. Center on 118.75, KLM 38 Zulu.
123.3 DLH 112
Bremen
tree.
Radar, Magic Sun 8.
Approach DLH 112 tree 6,600 feet.
DLH 112 tree, approach QNH tree 0.40, continue. DLH 112 tree, contact Hamburg approach on 118.205. Good day.
118.205 DLH 112 tree. Hamburg approach DLH 112 tree 5,200 feet.
DLH 112 tree, Hamburg approach QNH tree 0.40, continue. Sun Express 852 on 17 miles east.
650 Foxtrot. Contact Hamburg Tower 126.855. Have a good morning.
Contact Tower 126.855, Swiss 350 Foxtrot.
Hamburg approach, into Salonika 2390, 3,000 feet with information Sierra.
Into Salonika 2390 Hamburg approach, QNH1030, expect the ILS runway 23 with the DH657 transition.
QNH1030, expect the ILS runway 23 with the DH657 transition, into Salonika 2390.
Aircraft be advised, information Tango now current, QNH1030.
39.825 DLH 112 Bremen Center DLH 112 3000 feet.
DLH 112 Bremen Center QNH tree 0.39 continue.
Ryanair 55 Lima Alpha. Contact Bremen radar 125.8. Center on 125.8, Ryanair 55 Lima Alpha. Have a good day.
Bremen radar, Ryanair 9 Echo Foxtrot, flight level 270.
DLH 112 Hamburg approach DLH 112
Hamburg approach, into Salonika 2390, 3000 feet with the numbers.
Into Salonika 2390 Hamburg approach. Good day. QNH 1030. Expect the ILS runway 23 with the DH657 transition.
QNH 1030. Expect the ILS runway 23 with the DH657 transition. Into Salonika 2390.
Intersalonica 2390, clear direct DH657, cross DH657 at or above 4,000 feet, cleared ILS runway 23.
Hamburg approach DLH 112 tree. Request clearance to transition Charlie airspace.
DLH 112 tree Hamburg approach. Clear through the Charlie airspace.
Cleared through Charlie airspace DLH 112
Intersalonica 2390, clear direct DH657, cross DH657 at or above 4,000 feet, cleared ILS runway 23.
Clear direct DH657, cross DH657 at or above 4,000 feet, cleared ILS runway 23, Intersalonica 2390.
Hamburg approach, Heston 3 Delta Lima, flight level 108 with the numbers.
Heston 3 Delta Lima Hamburg approach, QNH 1030, expect the ILS runway 23 with the DH657 transition.
QNH 1030, expect the ILS runway 23 with the DH657 transition, Heston 3 Delta Lima. Hamburg approach, Eurowings 3 Tango Victor, flight level 109er with information Tango.
Intersalonica 2390, established on final approach.
Intersalonica 2390, affirmative. Eurowings 3 Tango Victor Hamburg approach, good day, QNH 1030, expect the ILS runway 23 with the DH657 transition.
QNH 1030, expect the ILS runway 23 with the DH657 transition, Eurowings 3 Tango Victor. Hamburg approach, Lufthansa 9 Alpha Yankee, flight level 117, we have Tango.
Lufthansa 9 Alpha Yankee Hamburg approach, QNH 1030, expect the ILS runway 23 with the DH657 transition.
QNH 1030, expect the ILS runway 23 with the DH657 transition, Lufthansa 9 Alpha Yankee.
Lufthansa 9 Alpha Yankee, descend to 4,000 feet, QNH 1030.
Descend to 4,000 feet, QNH 1030, Lufthansa 9 Alpha Yankee.
Intersalonica 2390, contact Hamburg Tower 126.855. Intersalonica 2390, Hamburg approach.
Hamburg approach, into Salonika 2390, 1,500 feet with information Tango.
Into Salonika 2390 Hamburg approach, good day, QNH1030, expect the ILS runway 23 with the DH657 transition.
QNH1030, expect the ILS runway 23 with the DH657 transition, into Salonika 2390.
Into Salonika 2390, contact Hamburg Tower 126.855.
Over to Tower 126.855, into Salonika 2390. Hamburg approach, into Salonika 2390, 800 feet with information Tango.
Into Salonika 2390 Hamburg approach, good day, QNH1030, expect the ILS runway 23 with the DH657 transition.
QNH1030, expect the ILS runway 23 with the DH657 transition, into Salonika 2390.
Into Salonika 2390, contact Hamburg Tower 126.855, have a good day. All aircraft be advised it.
Hamburg Tower DLH 1123 is 1 miles northeast 100 feet with Charlie to land.
DLH 1123.
That, my friend, is how you land an airplane.
Make right traffic runway 33. DLH 1123, contact ground on 121.705.
121.705 DLH 1123.
Will shortly be leaving their seats to perform safety-related duties. However, we ask that seatbelt sign has been switched off. Portable electronic devices for messaging, calls, or internet access may now be used. Please make sure you take all your personal lockers. Do take care opening the overhead lockers as items may have moved during flight. Smoking is not permitted until you reach a designated smoking area. On behalf of the captain and the crew, it has been our pleasure looking after you today. Our ground crew will help you complete your journey.
Hamburg Tower, into Salonika 2390, ILS runway 23.
Enter Salonika 2390, Hamburg Tower, wind 295 at 9er, runway 23 cleared to land.
Runway 23 cleared to land, into Salonika 2390.
Enter Salonika 2390, exit left next available taxiway.
Exit left next available taxiway, into Salonika 2390.
Enter Salonika 2390, contact ground 121.805. Have a good day.
Ground 121.805, into Salonika 2390. Into Salonika 2390.
into Salonika 2390, cross runway 33 at Delta 1. Continue taxi via Delta 1 Bravo 6 Zulu 5 Oscar.
Cross runway 33 at Delta 1. Continue taxi via Delta 1 Bravo 6 Zulu 5 Oscar into Salonika 2390.
Swiss 9 Hotel Echo, request taxi to the active.
Swiss 9 Hotel Echo, runway 33 taxi via Zulu 1.
Runway 33 taxi via Zulu 1, Swiss 9 Hotel Echo.
Swiss 9 Hotel Echo, contact Hamburg Tower 126.855, bye-bye.
Contact Tower 126.855, Swiss 9 Hotel Echo.
Approaching 3-3. Approaching 3-3.
Cabin crew disarm doors.
Mabu 4 Zulu Romeo, ready for IFR clearance to Fuerteventura Airport. Mabu 4 Zulu Romeo, Hamburg ground, expect runway 33, Lugate 3 Golf departure. Squawk 5233. Lugate 3 Golf departure. Squawk 5233. Mabu 4 Zulu Romeo. Mabu 4 Zulu Romeo, read back correct. Call me back when ready for pushback or engine start. Roger that, Mabu 4 Zulu Romeo. Lufthansa 9 Alpha Yankee, gate for Alpha taxi via Delta 1. Hold short runway 33. Gate 4 Alpha via Delta 1. Hold short runway 33, Lufthansa 9 Alpha Yankee. Mabu 4 Zulu Romeo, at gate 1 Alpha, request pushback, then engine start. Mabu 4 Zulu Romeo, Hamburg ground, hold position for traffic. I'll call you back. Hold position, Mabu 4 Zulu Romeo.
You are currently parked at the wrong parking position.
Lufthansa 9 Alpha Yankee, cross runway 33 at Delta 1. Continue taxi via Bravo 6 Zulu 3 Zulu 1.
Cross runway 33 at Delta 1. Continue taxi via Bravo 6 Zulu 3 Zulu 1 Lufthansa 9 Alpha Yankee.
All aircraft be advised information Victor now current, QNH1030. Heston 3 Delta Lima, gate for Alpha taxi via Delta 1. Hold short runway tree.
Gate for Alpha via Delta 1. Hold short runway tree Heston 3 Delta Lima.
Eurowings 3 Tango Victor, ramp 42 taxi via Delta 1, Golf. Hold short runway tree.
Ramp 42 via Delta 1, Golf. Hold short runway tree, Eurowings 3 Tango Victor.
Heston 3 Delta Lima, cross runway tree at Delta 1. Continue taxi via Bravo 6 Zulu 1.
Cross runway tree at Delta 1. Continue taxi via Bravo 6 Zulu 1 Heston 3 Delta Lima.